Hello and welcome to WHIR TV. I'm Anastasia Tabanos. Michael van Dijken, Microsoft's marketing manager for hosted solutions, joins us from HostingCon as he gives us some recent updates on the company and fills us in on Microsoft's aggressive growth into web hosting within the last year. Hi Michael, it's great to see you again.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for hosting us.
So it seems that HostingCon is an ideal venue for companies to make some major announcements. Clearly Microsoft is part of this group. So what kind of announcements are you making today?
Well, we're making two announcements today at HostingCon, Anastasia. The first one is about an update to our solution for Windows-based hosting. This will be version 4. And the second one is a progress announcement announcing some new partners and some new customers and generally the momentum that we've seen in the hosting industry, specifically on the Windows platform, in the past 12 months.
We already spoke to Donovan, and he told us a bit more about Microsoft's newest version of its hosted solutions. So, can you possibly tell us a bit more about the ISV Application product announcement you made?
Absolutely. So, Anastasia, as you know, when we spoke to you about the launch of our solution for Windows-based hosting, it's really a platform that is designed to allow hosters to target ISVs, and really enable software as a service. And we're seeing a lot of demand for applications being consumed as a service. And so it's a great enablement solution for service providers. What we announced in today's press release is that two partners, OpSource and Navisite in the US, have deployed these incubation centers, which essentially allow ISVs to come and test their applications, understand a bit more about the technology, and understand how their applications will work on the solution for Windows-based hosting for applications so that they can start to deliver their applications as a service.
Great. I wanted to bring up that last year, Microsoft was at HostingCon and a lot of people were wondering why you were even there. They didn't understand what role or interest Microsoft had in the hosting industry. It's pretty obvious that's not the case anymore. So what happened? What has Microsoft been doing to gain more of a presence?
So Anastasia, I think a lot's changed in the last year, and you can see that just by taking a look at the booth that we have this year and the conversations that we've had. And I think if you go back even 5 years, when hosters were working with Windows NT 4 and IIS 3, there were a lot of challenges hosting on that platform. And I think, over 3 or 4 years, we made a lot of progress with our products in terms of making them hostable out of the box. And I think specifically in the last 12 to 24 months, our solutions have become hoster ready. And they are solutions on which hosters are able to build a business that scales, that they can manage from a central platform, that manages security, and they've really been able to leverage that as we've tried to enable them with their hosting business on Windows. And I think if you look at what we've done in the last 12 months, and we will be doing in the next 12 months as we move towards Vista and Longhorn server launch, is really driving and enabling a strong user experience. And if you look at the NASCAR demo that we're doing in our booth, you'll really get a sense of what users will be able to do with this next generation interface that we're building and enabling hosters to deliver to their customers.
Speaking of your booth, it's pretty big and flashy and looks very interactive actually. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Sure. So I think, Anastasia, if you go to the booth, you'll see a number of different products and solutions on display. And that's evidence again of the progress that we've made in the industry, where we now have 3 solutions available for hosters as they target their customers. One is around web-based hosting and hosting SQL databases. One is around hosting exchange and collaboration tools. And the new one that we announced that we discussed with you not too long ago is the solution for hosted applications, which really allows service providers to target ISVs building a software as a service type platform. And so we have those 3 products or solutions on show. In addition, we're demonstrating a lot of the next generation user experience that will be available on the Windows platform. In fact, is available today. The NASCAR demo is a good example of that. And what we've also done this year is to try to demonstrate a growing partner ecosystem. So you'll see GroupSpark, SWSoft, and Ensem all have space in our booth demonstrating the platform, the products and solutions that they have to enhance the Windows hosting platform.
How about you go into a little more detail on this NASCAR demo, because it sounds pretty unique.
Sure. So Anastasia, what we're seeing is a strong demand from users for a very rich interface and a very rich experience. And the NASCAR demo really showcases that we first showed NASCAR right here in Vegas at the Mix 06 conference. And what you'll see is a rich way for a user to interact with NASCAR, all the NASCAR content that's available. So you could go onto the NASCAR site and you'd be able to see video clips from races, you'd be able to see interviews with your favorite drivers, you'd be able to see what's happening with the teams each year. And the e-commerce piece, which is really exciting both for NASCAR and for hosters, is that you can then purchase a full clip. You'd see a portion of it online. You could purchase and download the entire clip so that you could watch a race on demand at any time, or you could watch a full-length interview, for example. And so it's really it's just a fantastic way to showcase how users might interact with the web in the future and kind of a next-generation software-as-a-service type experience.
Based on your aggressive growth and your interactive booth, I'm curious as to what kind of feedback you've been getting from attendees this year.
It's been great this year. As you mentioned, Anastasia, last year, a lot of attendees were just wondering what we were doing at HostingCon. And this year, I think we've made several announcements throughout the last year. We've had significant growth on the Windows hosting platform in the industry in general. And so most of the conversations are geared around how can we get engaged, how can we start to take advantage of some of this demand that we're seeing in the industry, and specifically with the user experience that we're demonstrating, hosters are really interested in understanding how they can get started on that right away and be able to offer that to their customers.
Excellent. Thank you for taking the time to speak to us today.
Thank you, Anastasia.